The past story no so as I take another twist, another turn. They be a mekache Ghana for say NPP as a political party, they are liars, they are thieves. And for 8 years, they be a mekache Ghana for say last meeting send na jantoa can be o radio so Kumasi. Sibia Kuffour bebu man no and Kuffour man obebu ye no de and kebi say them say shut up. Enya Kuffour de bu man pa bia. Kuffour Chrono boy, you know, that time we didn't have access to information. And Ghana for be say Chrono Kuffour boy and ebi see Ghana as we so that. Ain't nobody should try and run away from Kuffour the legacy and go to Kuffour's legacy because Kuffour's legacy they say it is shit. Right now, you people want to go hide behind Kuffour's legacy. We want to tell you on record, say J.A. Kuffour only record papa biao. And intina mwanga mujina wa muntu mimbo Kuffour record. Emfa monsa ensi adia bako so. Sebio ende menoka say, wo nana jantoa ene mo amaka mo nananom edan omusi ye ene mo papa no meja pade omu ye no mo kasa mutu de monsa simubo no maka say me papa jantoa ne dan ni adentina muntu bi enke bi ema Kuffour say ye papa Kuffour we ne betu de ense CS ye bo se oyeye Kuffour enye bibia krono a Kuffour bebo ye no Kuffour bo krono chen president bi a waba Ghana president bi a waba Ghana bi a Kuffour bo krono chen no we didn't have access to information then. Into Kuffour, the only thing that saved Kuffour was him suppressing information. Technology was not there. And internet there, when you go on the internet, when you want to get something on Kuffour and his administration, you don't get it because it was full of criminals. Omu ye yufua, omu de Ghana sika, edinya omu hu. Yeti kroma na Kuffour, edi Ghana sika, ekoto chain, ebetu ni kum, obianka anwasem, yeti kroma ha. Kuffour nani gold, Ghana sika, over almost $2 million. Ekoto gold begunu kum. Ebo no samara hine. Kuffour is no angel. Kuffour at a point we saw what he did. Eye Ghana at 50 sika. E bini no dibe si ye. Ebe si ne ye ngume bi e bini ba kusi. Oko no papa krom. Eko ne mami krom ko shobo boss obe si Kuffour flat. Ebe si ne. So nobody should sit in Ghana. Samo probi legacy dia campaigner. Use Kuffour's legacy. And no now we are going to force you people to use. You cannot run for Kuffour's legacy to Kuffour's legacy. Because Kuffour in the first place, only legacy biya. Ain't some person will run a campaigner NPP for use Kuffour's legacy. And ebi niwo because you know Kuffour ba Umia Kennedy Japan brand champion sa akron 8 years. The damage they did to Ghanaians, you want us to forget to say that is the legacy we are looking at. The despicable legacy of Kuffour ba Umia Kennedy Japan, brand champion, or Seche Mensa Bonsumuno, that is what you have to stick to. Because ende John Mahama tumika atamos the legacy ujaye wujina so twaso. Inti munjina Kuffour the eno so na mon twaso. Some person woka Ghana politics just speak on the immediate legacy Kuffour ujaye. J Kuffour there was nothing Kuffour ujaye. Lucky awaya and the opiani pema yamboni tutu ni say yen sheda ni evidence of nyoma or if you say Kuffour time no he did very well time or exit power no o cleaning the ass even GBC ni tapes say oh nyina omu delete a movie bibia anything we don't have anything on Kuffour but the damage Kuffour did you and I we know we got mami enko Cecilia Dapaah story no a story bia sebio take it different turns. A story need take different turns. The Abati and then say, I sent our late mothers $800,000 and gold regalia. Sorry, I sent our late brothers. I sent our late brothers $800,000 and gold regalia to Cecilia Dapaah for safekeeping. And they are Cecilia Dapaah nyabako abe mount box waba court. Na nasemo kenyina say eye omo bra bia na yeso oti kumase opam shoe shoemaker no owu ye no Cecilia Dapaah nua be ma say sa shoemaker no eja $800,000 ana owu ye na de no owu ye no a ye bo pu and otam sika no deche any gold regalia you can say gold regalia also too for pejal nsa na gold bebregu nsa na bi dedan kom na otunu na ha your friend regalia gold esikapudio mo sankofo sa tribe we hu ye nhwam hu ya hu akwana kwakogina eye court asemo ka kire court say omu nua be ma eye Cecilia Dapaah nua be ma eye onu so nua be ma na owu okuma ase no Saa nipa na Paul Ademochi begyina o ka se onim nipa na adaka na nipa no just ka obukra Paul o si omo si omo nuana na oye shoemaker na owo Kumase no Cecilia Dapaah nuana na oye shoemaker ehia poporo no yase owu ye no suddenly Cecilia Dapaah otam $800 ni nua ba ko tam $800 ena de bre Cecilia any receipt obia pam shoe enya $800,000 no pam shoe ena wenya $800,000 ena yesa tam sika pudio omutam sika kokwa egu kura ena ebi gu pudiom ena ebi gu eye dansan mu ye friend regalia gold mu gold ye bi kawa ye bi eyi osono che ye bi we eye den eye koteketwa ye gold ye dan nanane de anyoma bebre ena mo so gu dansan mu ena mo de nyina bra Cecilia e won krai se ye bra pagi na oye shoes no wowu na sika oja we che $800,000 any gold bebre nti jigu nkran nti se ande o mo ka che ne se ba ku no wi na $800,000 e be di Cecilia ho na emom sika na nya Cecilia dia NPP nipa mo support NPP o tumi ka che o se konfonochi e ya santini abro ya huneni nipa mo support NPP o tumi ka che se konfonochi o ya be ma tenten gramo na o ye ofri sa nkofo betuma ka say shoemaker tumi nya $800,000 any gold regalia e be na wujindi NPP vowe na ka che se konfonochi e de akonwa firi wiem emobi akata nani ye nitie na gold siwo sankofo ya saka je say $800,000 shoemaker obi apam shoe anya $800,000 any gold NPP for na ka kire say omo ankasa no owedwa obubu ofu wey ombo we ka kire bi odi bedi watam me kire history me do ko history chi na madwudwam NPP for we mu na mo ka kire say eye konfo chi oba obi akata nani sa party for we ya omoma obi akata nani eno oye nyankomade ena akonwa free wiem akonwa gold sense mu dududu about trisu akon mu bebu akonwa de so akobrane a ultimate ntini ni mu we mu sa party for we ka kire say konfo chi ma obi akata nani obi a ye say ena obi akata nani ena odin kan de eye bafo wo fom obi antumentu omo azese shoemaker wa yeshuwa nya $800,000 party bako we mu ana asabe ka kire se konfo no che de sika ntua fom yentumentu da kopim se da bi boys bi ko tu sika no sankofo we party we sankofo na ka kire se konfo no che mo bia kata dani the whole town e was antimemu akoko kura kata dani obekọ na akoko tewo ada konfo no che se akoko kata dani na obe chante ama konwa firi wiem ema konfo no che ema impedifo butu fom kata omani ebi di ntomago tekyereye ebi di eye de mafe ebi di echampomfie ebi di eye de dotto ebi ekese ebi di kura ekata omani din party we mu nipa na beka asasa be kyereye ena mu nyina ye din kata omani no eye de akonwa no free wiem akonwa no emuduro echen tiko kawo sa akonwa na eye sikadwa kofino emu edu chen tiko emu edu echen lada unim lada unto unsa oyakwara so no emu edu say na ye to obi egbadwa obi ehia intimi just history dim Mrs. Sikadwa kofi nana pia otufo me don na so do me nana mechi ne chanchan hene Kevin Taylor Sikadwa kofi emu edu chen lada unim lada okọ Russia obehu bi lada emu edu chen tiko sa konwere mu edu chen Ascona emu edu chen Opel Vectra konfono chi mo bia ketere e masa konwere firi wiem me bom nsa no e na beduru asase we so din sa party mu nipa ka che se obi pam shoe wo Kumase nya $800,000 what won me problem party no omo nka no kore NPP omo ya trofo maami we ekuro bia o sanke yede tumbe 100 years Cecilia Dapaah wi. And you see, one funny thing about this party, and MP before they say, so what you no, they want you to believe, say, you are lying. Una what you know. They want to create a story, jandam. I'm going to make creative story now, I'll say, Omuno Mobo Chrono, Wabo Chrono, and your Omusu, and your Mobine. That's how they are built. They are built to lie. They are built to think, say, everybody is a fool. They are built to begin to believe say omunkwa adwene do butim no ene na ye nyansa obi agimi But you see, at the end of the day, they make a fool out of themselves. At the end of the day, you look at them, you listen to them, and you get to know, say, they are so daft. This is the kind of political party some people still believe in. This is a minister, not our NPP. And they will catch and say, Nebra bia no pam shoe kumase. Nebra ni wuye no, and you 800,000 or not, or 800,000 good dem. Our 800,000 good dem no take apatase pam shoe. Our gold egu ayuum and or tia patase pam shoe. Asem we catch the bodamni. A chok catch obi an kotisa. A chok catch obi a wejimi. A chebia na adwini ko echire. Obi bia on time to kwan. Obi a na adwini bie ya. Sebio ne nyansa wo fom and obeji sa asem wedi. And these are things normally me catch Ghana for say sa nyoma we bi na also do say NPP a dangerous political party. You cannot toy with the NPP because you see, so we shall be not believe in their own lies or a dangerous chain poison. You know, there are some people, they can lie and believe in it. They can continuously lie, and at a point, they start to live the lie. So what's study? And most of the people on life to Sano, NPP for, they can lie to a point whereby it gets to a point they then become part of the lie. When they even lying and people are making fun of them or they are embarrassing themselves, they see those people making fun of them say, it is because they were born to lie. They are natural liars. Until they believe in their lies. And a political party, the moment you try to go back into their history, they get angry. And that is the NPP for you. Anytime NPP Nibia, you want to dig into their past, they get angry. They get angry because then you are going to know who they are. And anything about NPP crash a political party say, mo party no party and engineers one because the moment you go to the reason why the party was formed, then you get to know the mentality behind the party. Into a bit to be busa, na NPP na identity or say, oh, what did you mention them? I didn't mention them. Mi busa say ede no mugina so ete NPP also me na na ba afọ akoto e na tete ne mawrem $800 £700 e na odete party no. I don't care about ona na ba afọ akoto because ona na ba afọ akoto se me kase me scrutinize baby onye sika ne free a obo se sika ne ko be free ba no questions for ho ona na ba afọ akoto saa time na owo £700 no se ye kase enye tumi a na owo da abre no ana se sebio enye ebia dibra bia na odi na kase ye china tena ho ebusan baby onya £700 na ubon say saa sika ne ko yede party no asem wo ho. It is a political party. From day one everything about it has been a lie and they believe in their lies. And in the end no so say they are speaking like this and some of them are believing in it. Do not blame them. Yet Kroma for 8 years. En Kwasiade Kuffour, Bawumia, Kennedy Japan, Brad Champon Mudia for 8 years. There are some people out there who are telling us nothing happened. That is the kind of humans we are living with. Inti, do not get worried when you hear stuff like this coming from the NPP. It's a very dangerous political party. We are very dangerous. And party bia o started say ubu some history. No problem no. A dangerous group of people. Esana also TS say motive no is different from what they are portraying. Into the NPP as a political party no, is made out of people who can really lie. And Cecilia Dapaah is a typical example of a political liar. She's a leech. These are people we are not supposed to give room to in our political settings. These are very dangerous people. Almost thousands and millions of Cecilia Dapaah in Ghana in the NPP. The NPP as a political party, almost this kind of people in the party. Until we are not dealing with a small group of people, we are dealing with cluster of criminal-minded women and men who believe in their lies. Until we catch Ghana for say, when you see people hating us, hating our platform, it is not because lose the power. It is because they know it is going to be tough for the NPP to get back to lie to you. The reason why the NPP, they don't like me. The reason why whatever they hear about me, they get excited. The reason why they think, say, Ebia, bibin to me platform, no, bibin to me, say, it is because they know, say, what we are doing is putting the people in a place that they cannot penetrate to lie to them. Because at Tronema NPP be NPP. And they themselves, they know. As a political party, they know. So who didn't crop part on the Kuatu actually, and say JB Dankwa, they'll kill you. And yet JB Dankwa Papa no, and yet Ekufuado, JB Dankwa Kronfono, Dabi, make a JB Dankwa Papa now Mukuno, no, young one no. Ekufuado JB Dankwa, the son no a snakes, on the quote American embassy say, money pay. So we are a political party. Presidential candidate JB Dankwa to me Sorano pa no we dware bond to powder no we US embassy say me beji pay wey any party these are demonic incarnates wa we di bonye tie ni kro and was akwaje who pay and they will be to work say party we na yendi akire. These are liars. Be very careful. NPP are dangerous. Now look at the story. Issues bebraba and it's got to do with a energy sector levy. Now, energy sector levy, no, a NPP for a can send. And one funny thing they say, from the time the energy sector levy, no, a buying way the buyer, no, me who one NPP near was suggesting other means and combine bet me raise car apart from that one city near the two petrol, no, till date. The minority in parliament, they have not been able to raise one solution. Say, okay, Sabani se oniska, Sabani se obetoka, Sabani pese or get rid of Dumso, Sabani se or pese ye energy sector no oshemukina into or the one city at two petroswa. Me who said the NPP that was in power for 8 years. The 88 minority in parliament led by Kasongo 99 Afenyomakino, I have not heard them say this is another or alternative the government can use to basically make sure our energy sector is fortified. But every time you hear them ranting and you ask yourself, say, into Omano, ehina, wamuna na show monsa, ansana yedruha. Because Ankomano nan can show be answer. And then because John Mahama before the kurabim, so nobody was responsible for mining for the past 8 years. But now on mining show being sa. It is an all mining show being sa, and the end they drew her in less than 5 months. This is happening now. Ubebusa will say, Nipana na on mining shed in Sano, Nyan Saben or the Omane Faso. How was that person or that political party? How were they able to protect the sector? Because Sanka energy sector no, Sanka a solidar, Anka NPP for Becca say. NDC Abayboa, the sector is solid. Till date, the NPP government, abandoned to me country say, the Aban way say or ye are or sustaining your energy sector. No, till date, to me country is Abayboa. If you say anka sector then say yeah, anka NPP for Becca said ye and say ye. The reason why they are not saying it's a sector then say is because they knew say when they were handing over the Abino or the sector to NDC, no, they knew they had collapsed it. And until till date, they have not been able to say, oh, one city no more genome some de kwako solve dum so I make it sector no better no. Sa omoboa if you say the energy sector is robust. It is not. They know they destroyed it. Now OMCs, Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies request 2-week transition period for implementation of energy sector levy to allow industry players aligned with major fiscal change. And I think this is in the right order. Oil marketing companies, you can say oil marketing company, PZ4. Moi, sebi when the man come upon Uncle Yedibia, and as a more Yena, Mosma Befina, and you bring Mora who I must say, Modia Muntumin Diffufon that, now person red, Edana, Metumu for some Munjano. Mumubina, Metumu for us a red Munjano, Muntiemi, Maminju Jomicho, you can say oil marketing companies, sir. Sabia, baby Abu Petru, baby Okoto Petru. Any idea the friend filling stations, you know, omni from OMCs, oil marketing companies, into Shell, ne, sa superstar, ne, sa baby amuto to petro, no, baby unam kroma, utumi to petro, edugu kamuno, omni from OMCs, omni oil marketing companies. Now, omono, and the omni abine atinasia casas abine. One city, I would have to petro, no, yadi, yabojuso, problem yeniho. Nemo, your person come 2 weeks. If we say, time na ode sa one city we beto petrol so no na ye mu bi no ye din kan akra petrol bi aba na ebi mu so no ye din kan to petrol na ebi so enam kwan so ba na ebi mu no so ye petrol kra bedro esi poso a twen se ye be offload no efa MPA inti aban also nya abotrema na 2 weeks no ye mfa check your books ne hu se ya tenetene bibia ansana one city now they account petrol no sebio sa one city no ya implement it. And I think this is in the right direction. because they are businesses omo ebi wo ha omo di nkanto petrol na nam kwan so ba obi wo ha ne de na bedru onyampo offload ye obi wo so a ogukso a all ne de no. So these are all things obi be say these are all things they need to carefully look at before they jump onto the area 1 Ghana city levy na yedabeto petrol no. So this is in the right direction, and I expect the government to also agree with them, because say omo ankasa airton petrol no mkofa nyoma no so when to me omo enya ntenase any understanding eba ene na hu prices of fuel fluctuating, because we make say ai time ye shemra no na me petrol nam kwan so na me dollar to awie obi so na me de aba na me nyanton ye nti aban say aban agya tum say oni bibi omo 2 weeks omo na this suggestion ne buy aban say fine some agye one city near the better so not to media 2 weeks in there betum dia mamo nti aban amom 2 weeks so omo fan hwehwe omo nkratem na omo joso nyoma na afa after 2 weeks no implementation no enye den and starting bejuma nti I see this as good news, and I applaud the oil marketing companies in Ghana. At least they are seeing the difference between the John Mahama administration and the Kominini's tribal political funeral party, almost administration. No? So what's the difference now? This government is a listening government. They are open for discussion. They always make sure say so many obia edin sawaswa. They give them all the year. In fact, say nipano and as institution and as ekuono. So omo pese abankra adjust omo to suit the omo yana. The government is a government that is very flexible when it comes to negotiating. Inti aban we say no problem. Yenim say mabuboka. Kuffour neba omiamote wono omu bumo omu wiamo, but this government is ready to work with the OMCs. OMCs, they don't have a problem with the one city. Omu ton petrol, omu ni problem with the one city. Into also TS say this levy abanwo eden eje edi atenetene yenkani asem ama eka NPP bogu wono yetumi atika ne free wono. The OMCs omu ton petrol krampo omu jitum say abanwe is taking the right step. Funeral party no, a year party no, a bushia party no, the NPP no, you never heard anything like this. Every single day they were suppressing OMCs, they were suppressing BDCs, because in their mind, whatever they wanted to do, they did it. But the NDC government led by John Mahama and the energy minister, they have seen say there are players in this game, and they need to bring them along and make sure say the right thing is done. Into the OMCs, amomu 2 weeks to make sure say they put their books in order. As far as someone rejected one city, it means they know the government is taking the right decision, and I applaud them for this, because Sankomo a problem with the one city and come resist it. But right now, they are not resisting the one city. They are telling the government to give them time for them to relook at their books and put themselves in order before the implementation of the energy sector levy will go on. But we are going to stay here a little bit. We are going to stay here a little bit because I will see a church in Yamabim. Beginning of my statement, say the NPP as a political party, ebe sinne. I want to mean for any alternative idea beyond by say abain. One city now ojini jai. Nemum your idea for frobia. Yen to me use ya sa idea na betuma aboa and make it say ebenye sika e dey solve your energy sector problem no ebe sin there. All that the NPP are doing is that they are lying to the NPP foolish foot soldiers. NPP were in power for 8 years. Your mom 8 solid years. They were supposed to think and make sure say omo ye energy sector na every ekam. We were here when they told us to say NDC every power January 2017. Now you excess power. Meaning you too much energy. Meaning say too much power. We can sell some and make money. Say NDC every power. And now almost sign a contract be say be almost contract to mono. That contract wasn't a good contractor. So excess power. Then you can sell the excess power to offset the contract in the canal or the brain. Now, then na excess power. So, be a contract to one contract no air accrue data. Untumi for excess power no and solve our problem no. It means to say from the beginning no. Na MP before him say omu base na Jimmy omu go school omu bon a year and omu pe. Inti they decided to just lie to them. For 8 years, these guys were in power. They could not solve a dumso. Every single day they were pushing the problem to the next day. What the NPP did in power for 8 years, and they say, Doomsa problem na hono. They kept moving the problem every single day. energy crisis, what they did every day was that they kept pushing it day to day. So one were pushing it 3 months, one were pushing it 4 months. So in your head, you might think, say, NPP are solving a doom so. The fact of the case is, say, from 2017 to 2024 December, na NPP and solve a power crisis. In fact, they added more debts. It was during the NPP time. And you who say a PURC, any buying every time they are going to bring out a utility prices not into question because NPP are buying, they not want Ghanaians to see the real debt and until MDC bar power who a canker san. Remember, NPP 4 catch say you Levy yanko IMF. G Levy no and sad IMF. Almost idea ko IMF no and omudi enkania no sakosi awawa say every 3 months biano every 4 months I was say tonkanim. They did not tell you. It was in the document. We read it here. We all know. So every time I never to kanim bibiam all that they did was they suppressed PURC and told them say oh sa eye bebia e kanehye no omo ka kire say omo fanto nchena omo betua. So every single day no they were Ghana energy nkania nsem ka no na carry forward. Now something is happening. The NDC government, they want to take a bold step. And Ghana, your biggest problem as a nation is energy. The first thing they want to do, and they say, they want to build more gas plants. Senebea, or my Ghana, your reliance on petrol, form. Into one, NDC are power under John Mahama, and John Jenapo. They have started building a plant, gas plant, big one. They are thinking of introducing another bill in parliament to start building a second plant. Meaning, they are being very, very proactive. They are thinking about the future. They want to cut out that liquid fuel. No, they want to use gas. Send how to sustain our energy. You don't rely too much on petrol because it is looking more like Tona and Yejuma. The petrol say to Wahana Yeton, Yentimipo and refine Ghana. Near Sako Abrucha Koton. So John Mahama and the NDC, they want to end this power crisis, energy crisis, once and for all. Because from Kuffour time, Kuffour nim se dum so ho. Yeah, the documents in natural. J. Kuffour, Yapa Kuffour, no nim se dum so ho. He could not solve dum so. So that problem, a dum so problem, it has lived for a very long time. And continuously, we've not had a government that could take a bold decision to say, you know something, we want to end this doom saw once and for all. So what happened was that in 2016, the John Mahama administration took the biggest hit because doom saw, it had grown to the point it became a man and that it started the destruction. It is John Mahama not being so lucky, in 2015, 2016, doom saw hit. Remember, there were so many things that came together to cause a doom saw in 2015. Our population was growing. Secondly, basically, more companies were being put up. People were relying more on electricity. Thirdly, you realize, the country as a nation, we were relying so much on the akosombo. We were not having enough money to be buying a lot of diesel. There were so many small complications that Emma Doomson Ebeji in Sim. But the John Mahama administration in 2015, they took a decision. Sankema John Mahama to also from 2016 and can any energy problem of Ghana. The reason why I'm saying this is because they decided to solve the doomsaw problem. Until before John Mahama left power, January 2017, na doomsaw never existed. Because not the car power ba, because not wasa and making sure say ya expanded the rich near the America ba. So our power crisis, the problem is facing, it had been solved. Now we needed consistency in fighting the debt that always cripples our energy sector. Intihona John Mahama ejai abino edema sankwasiafo from NPP way. When they came, instead of them to build on what John Mahama left, because Obiani Ghana Betumaka say from 2015 to 2016, yeah, the power Emma Kuffour not doom so Ghana. There was no doom so, it had been solved. Emma Napomo Bekachere say we had excess power, meaning they came to meet enough power. Enough power was being generated. Now, because they could not build on the energy, remember, Mamika Bincho, you need to build on energy to be able to make money to protect your energy. Because energy, it creates money on its own. And if you don't invest in the energy sector, you will not be able to make money out of the energy sector to protect that energy sector. In the energy sector now, it needs to generate its own protection plan. And the NPP government, led by Kuffour, Baumia, Kennedy Japan, Brandy Champon, any community, they did not understand this simple thing. Because when you come to meet a Mary, and your idea in say a Mary should work, and that your car near the diesel, what is going to happen is even maintaining that a Mary, their car power, even making sure say they stay in good shape, you will need to raise money to maintain it. Now these people, at the end of the day, were entering the money that we were raising into Usha. They were stealing all the money from ECG. And that money that ECG was collecting, it was supposed to go back in building the energy sector. Into Usha economy jaguana, you realize they left a lot of debts at the ECG. All because the money that was supposed to take care of the energy, that money that the energy sector generated, or the revenue we got from energy sector, that is supposed to go back. It's a cyclical thing. It's supposed to go back to take care of the energy sector. They were eating the money, they were chopping the money, they were spending the money. Until the energy sector was suffocating. Was suffocating to the point whereby we knew that there was doomsday in Ghana. At a point, Yebusa Napo as the energy minister, doomsday is happening. We don't have light. Or say your timetable. That was the level of disrespect. This funeral party, NPP, they showed Ghanaians. Now, something is happening under this government. And Sibiu, Mamika Bibinche Ghana for the work we do here, we just don't come sit here. We always try to open your mind. Ye biawa dream. Send a beabu amamu papa, any amamu tantain. The NPP baye no amamu ananyansanim. Now, Aban way, they have been in power for just 5 months. Now, my show nyansa on my way, and as Aban way, Eddie chichire on my Ghana. So one city where I had 2 petrus. Remember. NPP for Kasa, your press conference. In fact, so share some of the things they are saying now. Obi to say Kojo Ponkroma or say the minority and your press conference NPP for a funeral party. Say the minority advises the government. They are advising. They are not actually bringing any solution. They are rather advising. Ask yourself, when I'm gonna advise, these were the people we gave the energy sector to for 8 years. Over 10 billion. Emma, sa problem can solve you. Today, a Jimmy for us about some be 2 years. Momoto mon. Mudare kwa mo horomoto. For 8 years, mudare ama horomoto. Ade china se obiaba betrefio a. Wo firi abonten be ka kye nsan, o be kye sibia e den, e wo so horomoto. These are people who don't think. Now, what are they asking? Now, the minority advises the government to expedite efforts till the minority advises the government to expedite efforts to improve the efficiency of GridCo and ECG operations in order to reduce transmission, distribution, and other technical losses as a strategy to help address the energy sector debt. NPP for Ene, remember, for the past 8 years, Nankwasiafo in Ghana energy so. Almost say, Omutu abino for say, oh, abino. On to nyoma ye na grid ko njina na so na sebio ECG sene baya enyirimu nkania sene ye beche no Ghana na obi enya kania na bibia gigina na so akọ toti no omumom etu aban ne fu sa akwa ne tise bama omutena power 8 years sa nyansa ro enya because unim they know say omu followers na Jimmy they forget easily, they just forget everything easily. Oma say lap dogs. NPP funeral party way omni some followers it such a ma wuntumi omadwene wo fom omni so followers say ablonye omadwene wo fom omni so omagimi. You sat in government for 8 years, you could not implement or advise yourselves to make sure ECG becomes efficient, GridCo became efficient. You could not do that. Now kwasiafo mobile opposition 5 months you are advising. Who are you advising? Pizza for Inti a year party no and there omo ka kire se omo peso butu aban na fo umu wajimi efuto ben na betu aban. There was a reason why me ka kire mo say the energy sector generates its own revenue and that revenue takes care of the energy sector. Omo say omo ka say aban no enhwe na ECG ngina ne na so any grid ko ngina ne na so sene be ya the reason why I'm say GridCo any ECG engineer say ECG any GridCo omu dakemwa yentumi nyangire munkania and nkwasiafo they knew So the fact is, when ECG, when the energy sector cannot generate revenue, you have to understand you have deficiencies in your energy sector. And that is what we are experiencing. Because a canon Kuffour wager to hono, sa a canon many energy sector na ama a bind way find these solutions once and for all to stop it. Now, Momianko tie Kuffour afenyo marking Kasongo 99 NPP 4 omo minority leader no. Obabi obeshedi bi onene be wo. Afenyo marking eye Winneba for asase waje 99 years also omo jimi wafa. Ni trimu kakawure ure. Na danfo pa onene bo eye kosua tafre anaju 22 by 11 eye Madam Tokonu eye ex anase former chief justice. We osori a obi yire no okoji nipa na yire wie no e na osa threaten nipa no. If you say sa nipa no okoji ne yire no ne sa ne girl no ni nua be ma friend JJ e de ne koto nipa na waje ne yire no ne ba enum e ma afenyo mark friend wo phone so e threaten no me bo no ha kwasi ampanyi we ni so ye lawyer wo Ghana oja na momianko tie eye afenyo marking omo se de en ye nko bebia o ye o bebi kwa anke aka kire o aha ne wo ye bedwedwema Ghana fo ehunu kure no